The other night, good Canadian kid and Shang-Chi star Simu Liu hosted the People's Choice Awards, an awards ceremony that is absolutely and fundamentally useless because it's a voted on award by fans, much liken them to the MTV Movie Awards, which are also, as my father would say, useless as tits on a bull. Just no practical function, no purpose for it to exist in whatsoever. And this is something I've talked about a lot over the years. And I mentioned on the show here from time to time that any fan voted awards are useless. Now, whenever I bring that up, that fan voted awards are completely useless, I will inevitably get some pushback saying, so John, you're saying that fans' opinions don't matter? No, twit. I'm not saying fans' opinions don't matter. Fans' opinions do matter. I am a fan. My opinion matters. You're a fan. Your opinion matters. It's not that I say that fan-voted awards are useless because fans don't matter. It's because only a certain segment of the fandoms votes should count. You see, and I talk about this a lot when the MTV Movie Awards comes out and everything. I don't believe anybody should be allowed to vote for, say, Best Male Actor of the Year if they've only seen 3 movies this year. If somebody has only seen 3 movies this year, if you got one movie fan who's seen 3 movies this year and another movie fan who's seen 23 movies this year, their vote should not be equal. Okay? Their vote shouldn't be equal because this one person didn't even see it. I remember after one MTV movie, this got driven home a couple years ago after an MTV Movie Awards, and then they did a survey, and they released the results of the survey that the average person who voted on the MTV Movie Awards, the average had seen 6 films that year. That was the average. That meant there was a lot of people voting who had seen 2 or 3. And a good, what's the word I'm looking for? Symptom of this disease. I bring our attention to People's Exhibit A, the results of the People's Choice Awards, where they have a category this year for Best Female Action. Sorry, no, not even female. Best Action Star. Best Action Star of the Year. And we had nominees like these. Keanu Reeves. You can bring this up, Jonathan. Keanu Reeves for John Wick Chapter 4. A beginning to end, wall-to-wall action orgy. Tom Cruise literally driving a motorcycle off a cliff. Jason Momoa, a lot of action in Aquaman Lost Kingdom, whatever you thought about that. Gal Gadot in Heart of Stone, totally piece of garbage movie, but, I mean, there's some action in that. Chris Pratt, action film, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Brie Larson in the Marvels, action in that, all that kind of stuff. So, but I mean, clearly this should be like Keanu or Tom Cruise's award. Nope. You know who the fans voted for Best Action Star of the Year? Rachel Zegler for A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That's who the fans voted for Best Action Star of the Year. Because I know when I think of Rachel Zegler, I think action movie. I mean, I know when I think of the Dune 2 popcorn bucket, I think of action. But Zegler as an action star over Keanu Reeves in John Wick 4 and over Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, that's who the people who have seen 4 movies this year and probably didn't see John Wick and probably didn't see Mission Impossible, that's who they voted for. Again, it's not that their opinion, the people who saw the 4 movies, it's not that their opinion shouldn't matter, but their opinions and votes should not be relevant to a movie award show that's supposed to have any relevance. Another example of this, under the category of Best Movie, Dramatic Movie Star of the Year, Best Drama Star of the Year, the nominees included Cillian Murphy of Oppenheimer, Leonardo DiCaprio of Killers of the Flower Moon, Florence Pugh in Oppenheimer, Fantasia Barrino in The Color Purple. Julia Roberts in Leave the World Behind. And your winner of Dramatic Movie Star of the Year, of course, it was Jenna Ortega for Scream 6. Yay! And listen, I love Jenna Ortega. I really like Jenna Ortega.
That movie was so dramatic.
It was so much drama.
People,
oh my
like,
God.
literally died.
Yeah.
It was like crazy.
And listen, by the way, I really like Rachel Zegler too. She was very good in Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. She was very good in that movie. She was not the action star of the year. And I really like Jenna Ortega. Really, Jenna Ortega, dramatic actor of the year over Cillian Murphy in Killers of the Flower Moon and over Leonardo DiCaprio, or Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, Leonardo DiCaprio in Killers of the Flower Moon. Look, this sort of thing comes up, and I think it just reasserts again why fan-voted awards should not exist. Unless, and I want to offer this one thing, and this kind of came up, this kind of idea percolated a bit on an open mic a couple of weeks ago. The only way I can see a fan-voted awards can have any relevance whatsoever is if the voting is done through something like Fandango. So a little bit of background context here. So a little while ago, a couple of years ago, Rotten Tomatoes changed their audience rating for movies to only allowing people who they have verified have actually seen the movie can vote to try to stop review bombing, right? Because a lot of people with political agendas, whatever, would go and review bomb a movie before it ever came out, before they ever saw it, right? Didn't matter. So they did the system through Fandango that also uses Regal's ticketing system and AMC's ticketing system, and of course their major Fandango ticketing system, that people who have actually bought tickets to that movie and saw that movie could actually register their votes on the audience score in Rotten Tomatoes, which it was a great move. I mean, it's a wonderful move. I don't care about the opinions of somebody on a movie who hasn't seen the movie. I only want to see what people think who actually can confirm that they saw the film. If you could integrate something like that, like if something like the People's Choice Awards or even the MTV Movie Awards could partner up with Fandango or something like that, where, hey, anybody can vote, but, we've got to confirm through Fandango that you saw at least, and don't make the number like 40 movies this year, but like you saw at least 16 movies this year. That's not bad, right? That's a little more than one movie a month. Like, and only people who have seen minimum 16, I mean, hopefully it would be more than that, but minimum 16 films, some people might want to say minimum 20, some might say minimum 25, whatever number you want to set. But just as a way to weed out those people who end up giving Jenna Ortega, who I like very much, Best Dramatic Star of the Year for her Oscar-turning performance in Scream 6 over a Cillian Murphy or over a Julia Roberts or what have you, right? If you can set up a system where you're telling me the fans who've actually seen movies are the ones that are voting, then actually I'm okay with it. Then I'm totally good with it. But as long as these award shows are just letting people who vote on movies that they've never seen and have probably only gone to the movie theater 4 times this year, then there's just simply no relevance to it whatsoever. And that's why you shouldn't watch the MTV Movie Awards and you shouldn't watch the People's Choice Awards. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. On average, it takes about 30 days for a person to break their New Year's resolution. So if saving money was on your 2024 list, your odds aren't looking that great. Luckily, I have a 100% guaranteed way to save you money this year. Just switch to Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for $15 a month. I've told you guys many times that after switching to Mint Mobile, I am spending less than a third on my cell bill than I used to with a major carrier. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All Mint plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And don't worry about having to change phones or numbers. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. So guys, to get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Anyway, Chris, that's been my stick for a long time. Years I felt that kind of way. But I don't think you and I have ever discussed this. What did you think about the results of these results and basically the overall state of fan-voted award shows like the MTV Movie Awards and the People's Choice?
I mean, I've gone to the MTV Movie Awards and it was real fun.
I went to them too. I used to cover them. They are fun.
They're fun.
They are fun.
Would I have voted this way? No. Do I understand the popular vote facet of this? Yes. Is this how I feel about most voting? Absolutely. Where it's just, a bunch of uninformed people kind of messed up and made the wrong choice. But I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum. If you think that Rachel Zegler was the best action star of the year, good for you. Yeah, I don't agree.
I have no problem with that either. If you have seen more than that one movie and maybe two others this year, then I agree.
But I don't think it also has the same... And no shade to the People's Choice Awards. There's not the same level of prestige and pedigree of winning, a People's Choice Award as there is a Golden Globe, as there is a SAG Award, as there is an Oscar, right? So I feel like I would love for these people to see more movies, but also then how are you going to vet that? How are you going to do that? Because it's just a popular vote, right?
Well, I mean, I suggested a way to vet it using the Fandango system to verify that people have seen a certain number of movies before they vote.
Will that get people tuning in, though, if there's an extra step because people are lazy? Let's call a spade a spade. People are incredibly lazy and people don't like to do that. Yeah. And also people like to just vote for what they like anyway. So even if they did use the Fandango system, it's still going to have the possibility of having these same results of, I did go see 5 other movies, but I still love Rachel the most, or I still love Jenna the most. I will say, was really happy to see Pedro. Because I was very happy about that, where it was, if I had gotten to vote for the Emmys and Golden Globes and everything, I would have put Last of Us ahead of Succession. That's just me. So I can understand why these feel silly and pointless and everything. But again, it's just for another way for people to celebrate movies, television, that sort of thing. So I don't find myself getting too hung up on it. I can understand the frustration. I can understand wanting to have a better vetting system. But, it's like Homecoming. That's what it is.
It is because basically this calls it out. Like Rachel Zegler, best action star of the year. This is nothing more than
she sang to those snakes.
It's nothing more than a popularity contest. Yeah. So it's just saying this is what
this
is. If you're okay, if it's just like a popularity contest, then fine, because that's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not based on the movie. Like again, I have no problem if somebody who saw Julia Roberts in her film and Tom Cruise in his and Keanu Reeves in his. And I have no qualms or issues because film is subjective. If somebody who saw all those movies says, I'm voting for Rachel Zegler. Okay, I may disagree, but I have no problem with that because film is subjective. And if that's the one that worked for you the best, what I have a problem with is when somebody who didn't see any of those other movies, but I'm just a big Hunger Games fan.
Right.
So I'm just going to vote for that because reasons.
Yeah.
Well, then it's not valid. Then it's not a valid voting system.
It's usually ballpark. Like they have these stupid categories. Best kiss in a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's usually ballpark, the people kissed. And it probably was a steamy kiss and it won. This is this wasn't even ballpark. You didn't even come close to nailing that vote.
Anyway, the debate will continue and rage for as long as the MTV Movie Awards and the People's Choice Awards exist. I just think they got to change the system. The fans' vote should be heard. But I think the real fans, the ones who actually go and watch movies, is that crazy? Is that crazy?
I feel like it's kind of a different group, though, that watches this.
Might be. Yeah. Yeah.
I love Simu Liu. I got very excited that he was hosting
Love
something.
him.
And then I went, People's Choice Awards? I'll watch some clips later.
Yeah.
I watched the BAFTAs. And I know a whole bunch of my friends were like, why are you watching the BAFTAs?
Boring. Just a bunch of British people speaking
So
like British people.
Because I want to watch and see what these films win. And also David Tennant's hosting. And
what were the
cute.
awards? Best librarian? Psh.
I was very excited about that one.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.